Water. We use it every day, from taking a shower, washing our hands, cooking, filling our coffee pot, to drinking.
We live in an RV full-time, and clean, safe, good-tasting drinking water is really important to us.
You know, it's more important for RVers, I think, than it is for people in sticks and bricks houses. And the reason is we go to different RV sites all the time, and we're always getting different water pressures, different hardness of water. All of those things happen all the time.
They do, and so for us, looking at water filtration, a water filter system that we could use in the RV has become top priority.
Now, today we're talking about water filtration systems, not water softeners. You see a lot of water softeners at campgrounds, as well as end-line filters and canister filters. But today, we're just talking about the filters. We're not really going to go heavy into the softeners.
Right. So softeners, when you have the hard water or the soft water, that's the softener. We want to talk about filtered water. And up till now, we've been using bottles. And I'm not sure that they're better than what might be coming out of the hose.
Now, as we walk around this camp that we're in right now, I kind of noticed that everybody seems to have a different system.
There are so many brands to choose from, and honestly, it's just recently in all the research we've been doing that I realized there's so many different ways to filter the water coming into your RV. I had no idea.
Now, the goal, I think, for everybody is to get that water to be clean, safe, smelling good, chemical-free drinking water.
For extensive research, we decided on the Clear 2.0 water filter system. And this is the inline water filter. There it is, bright green, so you cannot miss it. And this filter will get your water down to 1 micron. And that's where we really wanted to be when we were finished with filtering the water.
Now, when we talked to the owner of Clear 2.0, he strongly recommended this two-stage system. And this piece that I'm going to show you actually fits right into this piece, but it starts out, and I'm going to show you all the pieces. It comes with a little hose to attach it properly.
You need one of these no matter what filter you're using.
And then you have your system here. It also comes with a wrench to take it on and off. And it does come with a filter inside of it as well. Now, this filter here is what they call a 20 micron pre-filter, and it takes the water from whatever it is, say 100 microns, down to 20 microns here, and then it comes into this one and it takes it down to 1 micron. Now, he also gave us this secondary filter. This is a 10 micron filter, and it's kind of a solid filter. You can see it. These two are interchangeable. We'll put this one over here, and I'm going to put the 10 micron filter in because that's what we are going to install right now. So we're taking our water from the inline water system that's in the campground, and in our first stage, we're going to take it from, I'm just saying 100, down to 10 microns. So it'll come out 10 microns on this side, and then we'll install this one.
Right, so now it goes from 10 microns down to 1 micron. So now my question was, because this stuff's new to me, if this is a 1 micron water filter, why do I need that? And then as Dan said, it does take out the sediment that you will have in your water, especially in campgrounds. What's nice is it'll allow this particular filter to last, they say somewhere between 3 and 6 months. With this filtration, I think it's going to be closer to 6 months. Depends how much water you use, what kind of sediment there is. So this filter, well, at first it seemed to me like it was more expensive, and I was wondering why. It does last longer, especially with the two-stage system. So that was something I needed to clarify for myself.
Now, I'm gonna take this down and put it in kind of like real world terms. We are right now in South Carolina. We're at the Oaks Campground, and I'm gonna say we're about 10 miles from the ocean. It's very sandy here. Everywhere around, it's a sandy environment. Therefore, there's a lot of sand in the water. So when that sand comes through at, say, 70 or 80 microns, it's gonna get caught in this filter and not even affect this filter at all. Where if I only had this filter, the sand is gonna come in here and it's gonna clog this up faster. That's why this second stage system is, I just think it's ingenious.
Yes, and again, we've done a lot of research. We put off, buying the filter for a while because as an RVer, there's always things to be bought. You need new tires. That's what happened to us. So there's always things to be bought. So we've been lugging around bottles of water. And I think with this system, this is going to be a cleaner, better smelling, better tasting, healthier water overall.
Now, what the heck is this for?
This is, I think, to untwist this.
Correct. So when you put this on here and then you tighten it down like this, you can actually take this piece and put it on the top here. It'll fit right in there, and you can tighten it down or loosen up. It's just, they give you a wrench to make sure that you have a nice tight water seal.
They give you everything you need here. This is connection to the spigot, and then this is connection from the spigot to the filter. So they give you everything you need, and I love the green color. So when you see these green ones, they're clear 2.0. It's kind of funny when you're sitting in your RV doing research on water filters and you walk out and your neighbor has the water filter you're thinking of getting. Let's hear what Sean has to say about the Clear 2.0 water filter.
This is a Clear 2.0 inline water filter, which it's amazing because it filters at 1 micron. So kind of as we were discussing earlier, you go on Amazon, there's all sorts of these inline filters, but none of them want to disclose what they filter at, what the micron level is. And to me, being that we use this water not only to shower, cook, and drink, I wanted the best filtration possible. I was using some other ones off Amazon, which we discussed, which I was paying, they were 5 micron filters, and I was paying $33 for 2 of them, and they were only rated at 1 month each.
Right.
This one I found, which is rated at 1 micron, $33 depending on when you buy it. It's rated, actually, I looked this up, I thought it was 3 months. It's actually rated for 6 months of use.
Let's talk about what a micron is. A micron is a unit of measurement that stands for 1 micrometer. Now, what's a micrometer? Well, a micrometer is 1/1,000,000th of a meter. Micron water filters like this one remove dust, dirt, debris, even microscopic particles from the water. The pore size of a filter cartridge is measured in microns. Now, what that means is when water comes in, let's say at 100 microns, it would come out the other side at 20 microns for this filter because it's a 20 micron filter. Now for size reference, a human hair can be about 70 microns thick. A piece of dust from your living room that you see floating around, well, they're about 40 microns.
All this talk about micron numbers and levels, let's just break it down, okay? Dan said that a human hair is 70 microns and the dust in the air is 40, then why do I need a 1 micron filter? Without getting into all the science behind it, a 1 micron filter is obviously going to take way more out of the water that we don't want. Some will say it'll take viruses and bacteria out. It takes chemicals out. There's a whole list of things that this 1 micron filter will filter out of the water. And again, it's about being safer. Why did we choose Clear 2.0? It looked initially like it was a little more expensive, but when we realized how much longer this could last, especially with the first stage of it, we knew this was the filter that we needed to go with.
We are at the water bay of our RV here at the Oaks Campground in South Carolina, and you can see this is the water post that they have right here, and there's not a lot of room to the ground. So the first piece of the Clear 2.0 system is just this little rubber hose that kind of gives it a little bend so you don't, like, you know, jump into the ground and have a hard piece on there. And we also are adding something extra. This is called the Flow Max RV water regulator. And what that does is it guards against if there's any high pressure in the campground. So we're gonna put this on first, but I'm gonna assemble the whole system here first. And the first part is that first stage system. So the first stage system, it comes with this great big wrench, and I'm gonna make sure that Patti got this on here nice and tight. There we go. And this takes whatever comes out of this spigot and it will bring it down to 10 or 20 microns depending upon which filter you have in here. We have put the 10 micron filter in, so we are ready to put that on, and it goes right on the top here, and it's just a little hose nozzle to put it in. And it's a little bit difficult the first time, but we'll go ahead and get it in there. There we go, we got it in. And you want to make sure that these are nice and tight so you don't have any water leaks out here. There we go, so we have that into the system. The next thing that you do is you take this incredible 1 micron water filter, and it actually goes right in the bottom. There's a hose nozzle in the bottom of this, and we're going to screw that in. And again, you want to make sure that you get really nice, good connections there. Okay? Now, the last piece of it is we're going to take our hose and we're going to put, whoop, it's still leaking a little bit of water here. So we're going to take our hose that goes, this hose connects right into our RV water system. And we're going to put that on here. Now, the last part of this, and this you can see why this gets kind of long, so you can see why that turn is really important here.
The flexibility of that piece of hose.
Now I'm going to ask you to go and disconnect the hose, because the next thing that we're going to do as I tighten this up is, if you read the instructions, and I know not a lot of us read the instructions, but I actually read the instructions, and they are asking that you let 5 gallons of water flow through the system before you put it into your RV. So I've got this on here, we're tight there, we're tight at the bottom, we don't have any kinks in our hose. Patti's going to disconnect the water from the RV. Now we have a quick connect on our water system with the RV. Sometimes that takes just as long as the other, and pull that hose out of there. And Patti, come on, bring that water hose over here so people can see that the water's still coming through. So here we go. We're going to turn the water on. And there we go. We have a nice, good flow of water that I almost hit the camera with. And we are going to let this go, and we're going to shoot this through here for about 5 minutes or so and get 5 gallons of water to flow through. We'll connect it back up, and then we will have some great tasting, smelling water. We hope we've given you a little bit of an education on water filters and what a micron is and all of that kind of stuff in today's video.
For me, I'm just really happy to have water that I feel is safer, it's cleaner, it certainly smells better, and it tastes better. And not lugging bottled water, gallons of water for my cappuccino machine has just been awesome.
I'll tell you what, I've enjoyed making this video. I've enjoyed meeting the owners of this company. They are actually, after our conversation, became a sponsor of our podcast. And there's a link to that podcast in the notes below. But we just really think it's important. It was one of our priorities. It took us 2 years to get to it, but it was one of our priorities. And I'm just so much happier now.
Yes. Now, you're watching this on our YouTube channel. We'd love to hear your thoughts, your comments, research you've done. We always love sharing with the community. And certainly if you like the channel, subscribe and like, all that stuff.
From South Carolina, we're at the Oaks Campground with my last bottled water. I'm Dan Hunt with my incredible wife, Patti Hunt, saying have a great rest of today.
And an even better day tomorrow.